I hear voices in my head. They something me. They understand, Ryan. They talk to me.
Talk to me.
Yep.
Hello. We talk to each other.
We do.
As farms.
On the internet.
Yeah, we do. While we play video games.
Yeah.
And stuff. Welcome to episode
6
of Pajodcast Farms.
I like how both of us are like, I don't fucking know.
We are about to kill crows, right? That was the plan.
Yep.
I mean, you can't leave people hanging.
Dude, no, we made friends with our boy
leaves.
Sting.
No, he just leaves.
Well,
he just ignores the crow.
We chased him off at the end.
Teaser.
We chased him off at the end of the last episode.
What is this? Written by the directors of How I Met Your Mother? Walking Dead? Come on.
Yeah, we'll come back and kill him in like 9 years.
And of all time.
I don't know if that's the worst cliffhanger of all time. There's been some pretty shitty ones. Also, we chased him off during the actual episode.
Speaking of,
Jojo Mart.
What happened in the last episode?
Doesn't open for 10 minutes.
It's locked. It doesn't open for 10 minutes. What happened in the last episode was we had a day. We ended up collecting some potatoes.
This bitch won't purchase my parsnips. Fuck you, lady.
Yeah, we have to wait until we get the 5,000.
Yeah, fuck those
maybe
people.
That's the advantage, I bet. I bet you when we get the 5,000, they will 100% buy our stuff, and it'll probably give us a good value or something. But anyway, after expanding our farm for a day and putting a scarecrow in, we decided that it'd be good to go for an adventure, and that didn't actually go too well for us. No. We tried to go all the way to 20. We got it to 18.
19.
But Brock Lesnar was bested by the attack of the Jello. Yeah.
Well, I mean, realistically, it was like those weird bug bat things.
But it played out like a monster movie, everyone. It was basically, Brock Lesnar versus Attack of the Jello in Godzilla 3. That's essentially what happened.
Ryan, are you on board with trying to extort Gunther into giving us some shit in exchange for some other shit?
Yeah.
Cool.
You're going to angle it extortion.
Yep. We're like, hey, we'll give you some garbage that we don't need. But in return...
And then at the end,
I want a reward.
We tell Gunther that there's this special find somewhere, and it's just like,
We just got 9 free cauliflower seeds.
Here, go to this area I marked in the middle of the desert. All right? Don't bring any water or supplies. Oh, Gunther died in the desert? Oh, what?
I can't believe that this happened. I feel like you wouldn't believe us if we just said, don't bring any water or supplies. Just don't, okay?
No, we'll meet him there with the water and supplies. We're his boy. Mm-hmm.
Yep, we're boys with Gunther.
Frickin'
the college Ted. Fuck that guy. Am I right? Am I right?
Listen. There's nothing wrong with thinking that the way Carmen Sandiego dressed is cool, but you don't dress like that in real life.
Truth.
There's a difference between role playing and just putting on some clothes. Gunther gets up every day and it's just like, Sherlock Holmes would be unimpressed with this attire. And you're like, get out of here, Gunther. Just put on your sweatpants. Jesus.
Sweatpants?
Go do the lawn already, Gunther. His wife just hates him.
Do you really think he's married, Ryan?
Yeah, you're right. No one would. The wife's just like, your freaking shoe closet is bigger than mine. What are you doing, Gunther? Ugh.
That's pretty much exactly.
Gunther's the type of guy, too, that before his archaeology job, you just know he was a barista. You just know it.
1,000%, yeah.
Yes. Give me a double caramel macchiato, please. Come on, Gunther.
Yeah, it's pretty likely, I think.
All right, well, the scarecrow's gone.
No, it's not.
Sorry, the crow is gone.
Yeah, Sting. Sting ran away to WCW. But he'll be back.
You realize the crow is a movie, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay, it was a movie first.
Yeah, I don't think
WCW
ripped off the
modeled
movie.
Sting on, yeah.
Obviously.
Then TNA did that later with Sting when he did the Joker from Heath Ledger's Joker story.
Yeah.
They didn't call it that, but everyone basically refers to it as Joker Sting.
That's great.
It pretty much was. It was
his
his makeup was
joke.
all the same way. It was smudged on his face and stuff.
Yeah. It was you're just going to be movie characters forever, so don't.
Speaking of bad times for wrestling, right now and the last 5 years, unless you're talking New Japan. In that case, you're getting matches rated 6.25. You're sitting there going, what? Isn't it a 5-star scale? That's right. Meltzer liked the last Omega match, the second one, so much he rated it 6.25.
That's a really weird. 6.25 out of 5
stars.
Yeah, no, I understand.
That's when you like something so much past 10 that like that's if you're using a 10 scale, that's a 12.
Yeah.
That's when you say shut up. Everything else sucks. This is so good that
that's not even a 12. That's a 12 and a half.
Like
out of 10.
That's true. You're right.
We can't go in there.
We're not adventuring again. We've got to lick our wounds here. What are we doing here? You're just speeding through.
Well,
Brock Lesnar waits for no man.
No, Brock Lesnar doesn't wait for no man. I was gonna go buy us another sword.
Oh yes. So yes, in the process of dying,
we also lost our sword.
We lost our sword. We actually lost 4 valuable items, but
6.
I don't know if you. What did you jot down everything we lost?
No, I didn't fucking know what we had in our inventory. Are you kidding me? I think I paid attention to that shit.
All the great adventure that we just had and all the gains that we would have made, we don't even know.
Well, we still came out okay. We have a new sword now.
Disappointing.
And
we need better than the wooden blade, I think, if we're going to go
that's
down.
The best sword we can buy right now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. We might have to wait for the push to 20. I mean, if you're dying to Jello here.
No, that was a fluke. And we got Gil.
Gil.
He just sits here in his rocking chair.
Hi, Gil. Something to show me. Shit. Gil's adventured a time or two.
Yeah.
Secretly, this whole time, Gil is Grandpappy Lesnar.
Maybe. Oh man, wouldn't that be a twist?
Yeah.
So the fuck.
Night Shyamalan style. Speaking of, I just saw Split the other day.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it? Or did you have a split decision about it?
This is a weird movie.
Yeah. Also, you know what? Brock Lesnar might not be the smartest move. Brock Lesnar's not fucking satisfied with what happened.
But man, you want revenge.
He's forgotten
have you
like the last 10
Kyle?
levels of the mind. No, I haven't. So he only can go down to 5 right now.
Like, one of the biggest strengths of older M. Night Shyamalan movies, in my opinion, is pacing. Like, I always don't think the twists are great and nothing makes sense. But the first half of the movie is usually really good because they're pacing with like tension to try to make you interested in what's going on. And then when you figure out it's a bunch of bullshit, you're pretty much mad at the movie, right?
Yeah.
This movie was kind of the opposite of that. There was like shit pacing. It was like you're not really tense, or a lot of the stuff that they just kind of present to you right up front. So it's just like, well, there's no twist. Then it's just kind of like crazy things are happening, and you're like, okay.
The twist is that there was no twist. Is that what the twist was?
But then it's not really a thriller, right? You're not really thrilled. You're just kind of like, there are a series of crazy events unfolding. That's it.
But was the twist that there was no twist, Ryan? That's the ultimate M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I mean, there technically was a twist, I guess, sort of, but it's not really. It's not really the movie lays it out like pretty plainly.
Was
like,
Bruce Willis dead the whole time?
They don't try to make it a Bruce Willis is in that movie.
But he is, really?
That's the big twist at the end. Spoilers for everyone. Have you ever heard of a movie called Unbreakable? It's an earlier M. Night Shyamalan movie.
I believe I've heard you talking about it before.
There's a character named Bruce Willis who
There's a character named Bruce Willis?
No, Bruce Willis plays a guy who is like shatters or whatever. He's got like superpowers essentially.
That's pretty great.
But it's like a dark twist on it. And Samuel L. Jackson's in it, who's like Glass as well. His character's Glass. They're making a sequel now.
Unbreakable 2, still Unbreakable?
No, it's called Glass. That features both Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, and James McAvoy, who plays the character in this movie, who, as you probably know from all the trailers, has like 25 different fucking personalities.
Yeah.
Because that's the idea of the movie. The movie is about exploring not only different personalities, but are they actually different people from a genetic perspective, and can the brain then do things to the body to change? And they say, as examples, like, oh, one of the personalities is allergic to bees, so if you sting them with a bee, they have an allergy. How? That's changing your chemical makeup to be allergic to something with one personality that you aren't with another. Yeah. So that it's like trying to explore how much the human brain controls the body, the mind, and stuff. Sorry. No, I said that right. Human brain controls the body. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Anyway, But it's supposed to be a thriller, sort of. Like, the open is a thriller. It's like if you take the opening of a thriller movie and you're just like, I'm ready for this to now be information to be doled out to me at a pace where the tension continues to rise until I figure out what's going on. This was just like, first 10 minutes is a thriller, and then everything else is just like, oh, here's all the information. They just slap it right down on the table. They're just like, here you go.
Yeah. Did you like it, though?
It was okay. I mean, I don't like thrillers. Like, to me, that's the whole point of a thriller movie. If I'm showing up to be
thrilled,
like Black Mirror is coming right off of Black Mirror. I'm just sitting there going, what the hell? Like Black Mirror, to counteract that, is exceptionally well paced and usually haunting in so many ways. Because it's not one of those shows that's just always about the twists, but like there are some twists. But like, I don't know. Would I say Split is something people should watch? Maybe. I think it's the best M. Night Shyamalan thing in a while, but that doesn't really say much.
No, bar set pretty low on that one.
Like, I honestly don't think he's made anything good since. I wasn't big on Unbreakable. I did either. Like, I don't actually think he's made anything good since Signs, to be honest. So.
Signs, the Mel Gibson alien movie?
Not Signs. Sixth Sense.
Oh, okay.
I actually didn't like Signs either.
Swing away.
But like, when you think of movies like Signs or The Village, those movies didn't have the pacing issue this movie had. Like,
yeah.
One of the big things that sucks about The Village, for example, is when you get to the twist, how shitty the twist is and how irrelevant it makes the whole movie. But like, up until then, you were sitting there going, what's going on in this freaking place? Like, what's the monster? Like, what? There's something going on here. And then when they finally reveal it, you're just, have you seen The Village?
I have not.
Spoiler here.
I believe that movie made my sister faint on a bus in the 8th grade. If that's the same The Village, if it's the right movie.
Faint?
She, like, keep in mind, we lived a very sheltered childhood.
There's nothing crazy in that movie.
Then maybe I'm thinking of the wrong one.
No, that movie has Joaquin Phoenix in it.
His name is pronounced Joaquin.
Yeah, that movie has Joaquin, that guy, Joaquin.
So the Queen of the Jocks.
That movie is about a bunch of people who are Amish. That's the twist.
I'm sorry, Ryan. Please tell me that was on
Amish,
purpose.
I know how to say it. Get out of it.
Amish?
Like, okay, see, this is the type of political correctness I'm talking about, by the way. People who have to hound on every fucking mistake.
That's not being politically correct. What?
Yes, it
say
is.
It wrong?
It makes me not want to say it correctly. Because fuck you. It's just a word. You know what I'm saying. If you can decipher, it's like people think you think in the Star Trek future that's what they do to people? No, they have translators to do that for them. So stop fucking nitpicking on that shit. If you know what someone's saying, do not respond to signify that they need to correct it, because that's literally just trying to create a world where we're all the same.
I mean,
fuck that shit. It's like people who do dumb things. When people are, well, that's dumb. It's like, yes, so now I'm going to do it because fuck you. We can do dumb things. Just That's I don't know. Don't get me wrong. It's funny when Don Cherry mispronounces names, but that doesn't make him like. I just don't like this idea that like, oh fuck that. That's a bad thing he's doing. It's like, no, it's just funny. It's not bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
You know what someone is trying to say, despite age, despite differences in life and society. That's a good thing.
I don't believe I assigned a connotation to it though, Ryan. I think
you nitpick on it every time I mispronounce anything
because it's
Pharaoh. Like, people know what I'm saying.
Right, but to be fair, I'm consistent with that. Do I or do I not correct Chris when he says Torchborn?
It's consistently a grammar Nazism, essentially. It's just on.
It's not really grammar. It's just
no,
whether
it's not
the
grammar.
words
I'm
right.
saying like it's elitism over that. That's what it is. I can pronounce this correctly all the time without ever making that mistake. I'm better than you.
Well, again, when did I ever say better than you?
Not you.
That's a connotation that you're assigning.
I'm not focused on you.
Okay, you're speaking in generalities.
I'm focused on this aspect. It's like, Jesus Christ. This is the type of thing where it's like, well, it just proves how people who are cultured think they're better than people who live on the farm. It's like there's nothing wrong with mispronouncing
we live
things.
On the farm
there's
now.
nothing wrong with not knowing everything perfectly. And here's the worst part. When I mispronounce things, I know the right pronunciation. Sometimes I forget in the moment and just pronounce it the other way. Other times, I do it for the trolls. I do it just because I know Kyle hates it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure every time you say Pharaoh from now on.
Oh yes, I know what her name is.
Yeah.
Anyway, That was an aside.
That was an aside. A Ryan rant, if you will.
I couldn't help it.
No, that's fine. It's entertaining.
You've just been hounding on the pronunciation. What was I talking about? What did I mispronounce that we were talking about?
You said Amish.
Remember?
I don't remember what the context around it was.
There you go. That was the village, the big twist in the village. They were Amish.
That's the twist? That they're
the
Amish?
Movie's like, the movie's like these people live in the woods, and they're basically disconnected from society, but they're all like scared because there's these monsters out in the real world, there's these monsters. Sorry, you don't know that they're Amish at the beginning. Like, you know that something's up. They're not in society, right?
Yeah.
But they play it like there's like most M. Night
They're in a village, I assume.
They're in a village, but like there's these monsters that you can physically see. Like, you can actually at a certain point in the movie you see them. But the twist is they're all just the elder villagers who are dressed in costume trying to scare people into going to the real world because they're Amish. That's it. That's the movie. That's the biggest waste of fucking time I've ever had. What? There's nothing going on. There's no they theme it supernatural. That's what I'm like. A lot of his movies, they tease that little, and then they're just like, and then that one's just like, ha, and you're like, fuck out of here. It's not interesting. That's just like, I don't know. Anyway, it's like the number 23.
The Jim Carrey movie.
Shane and I have talked about this movie several times before, like not on stream or anything, but
no,
that's a similar movie for like, is there significance to the number 23? And they're teasing that there might be, and there's supernatural elements throughout it, and they're doing all this really good pacing, and there's some noir elements. There you go. And then at the end, it's just like, he's actually crazy. That's it. You're like, oh, I knew that from the beginning. That's it.
He's Jim Carrey. So of course he's crazy.
That's just because he was Jim Carrey, just the way he acts.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some people like the troll twist type thing like that, but I just think it
feels a little bit cheap.
It feels like a cop-out. It just feels like I couldn't actually write a real ending to this, so, sorry. Yeah. I made it seem like things were going interesting.
Yeah. Like, say what you will about Hideo Kojima, but that man can write an ending.
And see, he actually does dumb shit too, even in his endings. But like, he makes it layered dumb shit, so that it's like, if it's a troll, it's not you're not trolling the concept, right? Mm-hmm. He's not saying fuck your time. Like, the troll is, ha ha ha, I made you invest all this time thinking something interesting is going on. His troll is instead, something interesting is going on, it's just dumb as fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, that's actually the better way to do the dumb as fuck joke.
Agreed. Do I have a quartz on me? Nope, I must have sold it all.
Anyway, we've got to focus on the Pajodcast farms here. I'm going off on asides on M. Night Shyamalan.
That's okay. I've been taking care of the farm while you've been taking your...
Is Brock Lesnar an M. Night Shyamalan fan, you think?
Doubt it.
I don't know if Brock Lesnar's I've seen a movie.
I don't know if he knows what the movie is.
There's a legitimate question. Has Brock Lesnar seen Back to the Future? Like you'd assume everyone's seen Back to the Future, but then I go, but it's Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I
only saw that for the first time when I was like 20.
If you were to walk up to him and go, Marty McFly, he would be like, what the fuck? Whereas if you were to walk up to like 70% of the world, they would know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, but they'd probably be like, what the fuck? Why did you say Marty McFly with no context? Weirdo.
No, because dude, if you're in the right with the right crowd of people, at any point you can literally just look at them in the eyes and go 1.21 gigawatts, and everyone laughs because everyone knows exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah,
and then
that's really funny with that.
What the hell's a gigawatt?
Yeah, well that's really funny with the pronunciation thing, because I believe that was just Christopher Lloyd actually just mispronounced the word gigawatt and they just rolled with it.
No, that wasn't. Was it really?
If I remember correctly, that was they just rolled with it, because like obviously it's a gigawatt, right? Like that's a real unit of measurement of power.
Yeah.
As somebody who went to community college for that sort of thing, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Though I did not graduate.
I wonder if it's one of those things like potato, if you're allowed to say it.
I don't believe so. I think that like the hardcore science community get pretty sassy about that. Ooh, time travel can't exist because gigawatts aren't a real unit of measurement.
I don't know what I just said. I said I wonder if you could, and then I just remembered. Of course you could. I could call it a fuck-a-watt if I wanted to. There's no actual rule that says I cannot call that anything. So
no,
Christopher Lloyd was right in the end, because it's whatever you want to call it, because man invented this.
The fuck is Linus doing?
Do you
want something from me?
Their codes, motherfucker. That's right. Language.
I don't know. I've always been of the opinion. The reason I get so big on I have no way to go. I'll just hang out here for a couple hours. The reason I always kind of got big on that stuff was that fucking Jesus. You know what? We're gonna eat some of this grossness, and we're gonna make our way down into the mine. One more time. Is because communication is important to getting your point across. And if people don't understand you, they're not going to understand what you're trying to say.
No, you're right. I'm not disagreeing with this. There's nothing wrong with a good line of communication.
Mm-hmm.
However, that said, I think that too many people of the modern age have lost the art of understanding things, not knowing them because of the word, because you know a definition, understanding things. So when you don't get hung up on pronunciation, or when you're communicating with someone who has a harder time with pronunciation, or maybe they don't know as many words that would summarize a sentence, for example, right? Mm-hmm. You have to hear them explain how they see and understand it, and that's useful. That gives you another type of perspective that you wouldn't get if someone just used a regular word. That's why so many people prefer talking digitally now, because you don't actually have to. Have you noticed that most of the issues that you guys have with the way I speak almost never happens digitally, unless it's like me, because I'm not mispronouncing. I can't mispronounce digitally.
No.
Right? But at the same time, if you were to talk to me digitally and never verbally, you wouldn't actually know who I am, because the moment you would meet me and talk to me, you'd be like, holy crap. There is a stark difference, and that's the case with everyone. But I just feel like there's this idea to push it to this perfectionism of we must all be robotic. I want charm. I want someone to struggle through their accents and their personality, because that's real. That's a human being that I have to understand. That's
sure. So here's the thing, though.
Again, I take you to the Star Trek future. That's what they all do. It's not all one. That's Borg. That's horrible. That's Borg. Evil. No. Stop trying to fit inside a box. We should be chaos.
Sure, chaos is
fine. If it's really hard to understand someone, enjoy that. Take that as a challenge.
This is some hippie bullshit you're spouting now, right?
No, but don't be frustrated by it, is what I'm saying.
There's no frustration. Here's the thing.
It is.
Hang on.
Again, it's frustration and elitism. That's just
no.
You're just 100%.
I disagree completely. So here's the thing. We're doing a show. So I may have understood what you were trying to say, but what if our audience doesn't? So what I was doing is I was acting as a vehicle. So there's probably tons of people when you said, and Amish is kind of a bad example, right? But Farrah, we'll use that one. That's a good example, right? So you were talking about the character Farrah. I knew you were talking about the character Farrah. What if somebody thought you were talking about an actual Pharaoh character?
Then let's have a conversation about it. Ask me who I was talking about. Say,
well, I'm pretty sure that's how it. The first time, I'm pretty sure I was like, "Do you mean Farrah?" Because I didn't actually probably know the first time.
Because you're new to Overwatch, you didn't know the character.
Exactly, I didn't know the characters at the time. Remember, the first time.
But then I explained Pharaoh is Farrah, Farrah, whatever, the jetpack lady. I responded the issue isn't the issue isn't bringing it up. It's just treating that that's useless. It isn't. Just because
you're assigning so many assumptions on my behalf. When did I say it's useless?
Not on your behalf. I'm talking about generalization.
Okay, but you can't assign all these generalizations and then assume that
I'm not assigning them to you. I'm just stating that there are these generalizations.
No, but you kind of are assigning them to me if you're saying I have to stop doing that because of generalizations.
Again, this is where I am just using...
Check in with my boy Demetrius real quick.
We or I lingo, but I'm not assigning them to you. I'm not intending to. I'm just saying, this is why I have an issue with that mentality. You brought up it's useful for conversation's sake, for streamlining conversation's sake. And yes. I'm arguing against that. Streamlining isn't always the best answer. Just because you can mass produce the most at the best and the best efficiency doesn't mean it's better. That's the whole point of humanity. We're not that. Why fit into that? That's bad.
Why is it bad?
Let us be imperfect. Because it's not what humans are. And every time you
humans
try to
could
fit
be
into
though,
that
Ryan.
bubble, then you're going to see chaos. You're going to see even more chaos. We live in a world where everyone who tries to... No, it wouldn't.
I mean, do you have any way to back that up, or do you just assume it wouldn't be?
I mean, go through human history. Anytime anyone tried to define humans into roles like that, where it's like you're not human, you're more a machine. Like, and I'm not talking just like machine from like a biological perspective.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, look at line work, one of the least effective work strategies of all time, because it just desensitizes too many humans to the point where they hate life, they hate their job, they don't show up. Those type of jobs have the most turnover of any industry. Why? Again, we're not machines. Our brains don't operate like this. Is one of the things I had a conversation with you while you talked about how much you strive for consistency in someone. Consistency
within its own ideals. Yes,
but yet I was even able to get you to admit that even you yourself are hypocritical on some things.
Right.
Because all humans are hypocritical.
Yes.
Why are we hypocritical?
Because we're imperfect.
So why would we fit in a perfect system? We wouldn't.
I didn't say we would fit, but having a goal
so then you're saying that then you're basically saying that this all boils down to a debate of perfection versus imperfection, and that you're striving for that, and if other people aren't, fuck them.
No, it's not fuck them.
Or is that an assumption on my point?
That is an assumption on your part.
But then why correct those people if they're not that perfect? Why does that have to be a thing? Why can't they just be imperfect?
So it's a learning opportunity, right? So let's say,
what if they want to be imperfect?
Well, they can be. They can ignore what I have to say. That's their choice.
But why are you striving to make them perfect?
It's not about them. It all comes back to me. So let's use this.
But you're correcting them in these instances.
Let me finish, Ryan. I'm going to explain. Yeah. That's for my own sake. Okay, so let's say.
But why do you need to be perfect? You're not.
I want to be.
Why? What do you gain from that? I mean, that's just an unattainable goal.
It's an unattainable goal.
It's not practical or realistic in any perspective.
Sure, but it's mine.
Why? I just don't understand that. Ugh.
Yeah, you don't have to.
Explain it.
Okay, so because we're going into a lot of different areas here. I want to address one thing you said quickly. Okay, so and fuck, we have to go to sleep for the night.
Going to sleep here.
Yeah. Oh, we can make staircases now.
Debating the high philosophy, the Brock Lesnar issues.
And in fact, we'll get into that on the next episode, but we're about to call it an episode here. So this is probably gonna be fucking torture for people, because I think at this point we're going to weekly episodes, and like for us, it's like we're gonna finish this conversation in like 5 seconds, but for everyone else, they fucking wait a week.
Well, you'll have to wait for those. The later debates on there. I mean, it's obviously a perfect debate for this, because I mean, Brock Lesnar's the aspect of physical perfection, obviously. Clearly, though, attained by not
copious amounts of steroids.
Hey, that's it. According to you, it doesn't matter as long as it's perfect. It doesn't matter what. Hey, who cares?
Hey, no. That is a straw man argument, my friend. All right. Anyways, we'll catch you all next time, everyone. Thank you for joining us.